Straightening up, I happened to turn slightly and noticed a small, light-coloured square tacked up to the post by which I had walked. Had I not turned, or had it been half an hour darker, I should have missed it entirely. "Russell," it said on the front. Unfolded, it proved to be a torn-off scrap of paper in which I could just make out the words, in Holmes's writing, "Loo House is 2 miles north. Do you know the words to Onward Christian Soldiers or Widdicombe Fair? H." I dug back into the rucksack, this time for a torch. When I had confirmed that the words did indeed say what I had thought, I tucked the note away, excavated clear to the bottom of the rucksack for the compass to check which branch of the track fading into the murk was pointing north, and set out. I hadn't the faintest idea what he meant by that note. I had heard the 2 songs, one a thumping hymn, and the other one of those overly precious folk songs, but I did not know their words other than one song's decidedly ominous, to a Jew, introductory image of Christian soldiers marching behind their cross of Jesus, and the other's endless and drearily jolly chorus of Uncle Tom Cobley and all. In the first place, when I took my infidel self into a Christian church, it was not usually of the sort wherein such hymns were standard fare, and as for the second, well, thus far none of my friends had succumbed to the artsy allure of sandals, folk songs, and Morris dancing. I had not seen Holmes in nearly 3 weeks, and it did occur to me that perhaps in the interval my husband had lost his mind. 2 miles is no distance at all on a smooth road on a sunny morning, but in the wet and moonless dark in which I soon found myself, picking my way down a slick, rutted track, following the course of a small river which I could not see but could hear, smell, and occasionally step in, 2 miles was a fair trek. And there was something else as well. I felt as if I were being followed, or watched. I am not normally of a nervous disposition, and when I have such feelings, I tend to assume that they have some basis in reality, but I could hear nothing more solid than the rain and the wind, and when I stopped, there were no echoing splashes of feet behind me. It was simply a sense of presence in the night. I pushed on, trying to ignore it. I stayed to the left when the track divided, and was grateful to find, when time came to cross the stream, that a bridge had been erected across it. Not that wading through the water would have made me much wetter, and admittedly it would have cleared my lower extremities of 1/2 hundredweight of mud, but the bridge as a solid reminder of civilization in the form of county councils I found encouraging. Having crossed the stream, I now left its burble behind me, exchanging the hiss of rain on water for the thicker noises of rain on mud and vegetation. And I was just telling myself that it couldn't be more than another 1/2 mile, when I heard a faint thread of sound. Another 100 yards, and I could hear it above the suck and plop of my boots. 50 more, and I was on top of it. It was a violin, playing a sweet, plaintive melody, light and slow, and shot through with a profound and permanent sadness. I had never, to my knowledge, heard the tune before, although it had the bone-deep familiarity possessed by all things that are very old. I did, however, know the hands that wielded the bow. "Holmes?" I said into the dark. He finished the verse, drawing out the long final note before he allowed the instrument to fall silent. "Hello, Russell. You took your time." "Holmes, I hope there is a good reason for this." He didn't answer, but I heard the familiar sounds of violin and bow being put into a case. The latches snapped, followed by the vigorous rustle of a waterproof being donned. I turned on the torch in time to see Holmes stepping out of the small shelter of a roofed gate set into a stone wall. He paused, looking thoughtfully at the telltale inundation of mud up my right side to the elbow, the result of a misstep into a pothole. "Why did you not use the torch coming up the road?"